I suppose we should go through it. So Tarkov currently wiping. It takes them a little while. You know, they had to like walk to the store to get the toilet paper so that they could wipe themselves. So we got another like 2 hours still. It's supposed to come up at like 10 a.m. This update features a full profile wipe. All right, factory rework. All textures and geometry of the plant building, its interior rooms, cellar structures, and machinery have been completely redesigned while maintaining the general dimensions and layout of the original location. So we have a full rework of factory. Rooms, basements, and workshops have been refined while maintaining the large-size objects of the original location. Some areas of the plant and the cellar area that connects all 4 workshops have been expanded, added outdoor areas around the plant. So now we actually have a skybox on factory. That was one of the things with factory. Like, you either had the super dark factory or you had like the daytime factory, and they both had fixed times because there was no skybox. There wasn't any like gradual change in daylight. So this is actually kind of cool. Added several new crosswalks at dead-end locations, improved the upper level area in the workshops for easier accessibility, adjusted the spawns and extracts for PMCs and scavs to match the expanded areas, improved AI behavior, of course, which means that they're still going to be dumb as bricks and hyper accurate or like really awful, you know, either one. Redistributed the loot and containers throughout the location, added new tasks. All right. Nothing like having to plant some more docs cases in awkward locations. It's going to be great. New boss, Partisan. Added a new boss called Partisan. Parmesan, right? The cheese man. Not much is known about his background. People say he's a combat vet. He's been obsessed with tripwires and booby trapping since those days. All right, so he's, what do you call a firebug that likes explosive shit? He's like an arsonist, but he likes stuff that blows up. He's on good terms with Jaeger. Their goals and moral compasses seem to be aligned, and perhaps it's their military past that binds them together. Partisan holds firm to his principles of Tarkov, going after people he believes to be honorless and hunting them down, whether they be PMCs or scavs. He has no ties to other local bosses and tries not to cross paths with them. His view on traitors is similarly negative, with the exception of Jaeger. Your standing with Fence has no effect on Partisan's attitude toward you, and it cannot be increased or decreased by helping or killing him. The boss appears in forest-type locations. He's more likely to appear in a raid with low karma PMCs. In this case, Partisan will hunt those players down. If there are scavs with low karma in the raid, it will also become his targets. However, any player has to be ready for the traps and expect a firefight when encountering the boss, regardless of their karma. Partisan prefers a stealthy approach, taking advantage of the terrain, setting traps in advance, and only then engaging in open combat. The process of preparing and exploring a location takes up most of his time, while open confrontations are less frequent. From fighting against multiple opponents, he can lure one of the players into his booby traps he sets up beforehand. Dude, that's gonna be wild if you see this dude like running between trees and shit. You think you catch him out of the corner of your eye, kind of like a cultist moving around. It's gonna be nuts. This boss acts alone, installs tripwires, actively uses grenades, and can move quietly through the terrain and track his target for a long time across the whole location. Yo, that's gonna be nuts. That's gonna be nuts. Okay, karma. Added a new hidden parameter, karma. The karma value changes depending on the player's actions. Generally, it can be increased by adhering to a more open playstyle and decreased for dishonest playstyle. The number of triggers that change the value of karma will always be increasing, and the triggers themselves will be adjusted and balanced further. In some cases, karma changes can be tracked by a distinctive sound notification, and we know that camping is going to be something that ends up negatively affecting it. So yeah, Partisan's going to be humping the legs of extract campers on the way out of the raid for sure. He's going to be tracking some people down, but it's going to be pretty funny because if you're Stank Rat, you're going to be like, bring it on, bro. Sam Squanch. Yeah. Map to map travel. New game event, Marathon. Okay, so this is something that they talked about before, but this is going to be interesting. During the Marathon event, location transits will only be available in the corresponding game mode. Marathon is available only in PvP. Players will receive a unique achievement for completing the Marathon event. After the event is over, all location transits will become available in all raids. Yeah, so they talked about this before, where it's going to be like one map will go to the next, and if you do them in order and survive through them, you end up being given an achievement, and then after that you'll be able to like hop between maps. To move to another location, the player must enter a transit zone and select the appropriate option in the context menu. Location transits are available after 7 minutes from the start of a raid. During the transit, the player will be able to transfer some of the items found in the raid, which will be moved to a stash for a certain price. So you're going to have to like stuff some rubles in your gamma, basically. After transferring the items, the transit timer will begin. When activating the transit and transferring items, the ability to exit the current location will become unavailable, and the player will be forced to use the transit. Okay, so after you transferred items, you can't just like leave. You have to like stay. Okay. When attempting to transit in a group, players can use the transit only if all living members of the group are in the transit zone. If several players who are not in the same group use the transit at the same time, they will be transferred to the next location together. Solo players can join a group and also transit to the next location together. Oh, that's interesting. So if you're with a group of like randos and you all get in the transit spot at the same time, you spawn in together in the next map. That sounds like it would be very good for murdering people. Like, yeah, bro, we'll totally go to the next area. And then you're like, well, I got the lightning fast PC. And then you load up and you just light the guys up as they're like loading. If that's still a thing, I think you load in together now, right? Like they wait for the slowest one. So you don't have to take all the loot you got from one map and risk it on the next, right? I wish I could listen to the screams of the people he chases. Dude, he says, oh! The available transit directions are marked with a dotted line on the location selection screen. Well, this is interesting. I wonder if it's like a physical deal, you know, like you walk up and there's like a panel and you choose like which one of the like tracks you're going to take on a screen, because that would be sick if there's actually interactive like that. The available transit directions are marked with a dotted line. Yeah. Added the marathon achievement for visiting all locations in one raid. So there you go. That's interesting. Like you go into every one of them. All right, tripwires. So we have the ability to set tripwires too. Added the Tripwire installation feature. A single-use consumable item, the Tripwire installation kit is required to install it. The item cannot be found in raid or bought on the flea market. The kit will be available for purchase after completing Jaeger's task chain. Wait, the whole thing? That sounds like it's like endgame. You got to do every one of Jaeger's tasks. Maybe it's like a specific chain, because that would be involved. When the item's in the inventory, the player gets access to the Tripwire mode by using the B key on appropriate grenades. The grenade must be in the hands to switch to Tripwire mode. The Tripwire has a minimum and maximum installation length that can be placed on any flat or slightly inclined surface. Tripwires can be activated in a number of ways. By shooting the wire from a short distance, by hitting the wire with explosion shrapnel, by hitting the wire with any physical object including players, bots, or items. During activation, the tripwire doesn't explode instantly, but with the fuse delay specified in the grenade's description. Oh god. Yeah, I hope this counts for Grenadier, because it's technically a grenade kill, right? Tripwires can be disarmed. To do so, approach the booby trap grenade and disarm it through the context menu. Disarming takes a certain amount of time. Having a multi-tool in your inventory significantly reduces the disarming time. So now we have a use for multi-tools. That's sick. Bringing a multi-tool actually matters now. For the first time. How long's it been? Chad, how long's it been? 8 years? 8 years since we were supposed to have a use for a multi-tool? We finally got it. After disarming, you can pick up the grenade used in the tripwire. Tripwires disarm on their own after a certain amount of time. No. Why this? Why? No. So it only lasts for a certain amount of time? Man, I think if you set that, you should be able to like just live there. Because that sounds, what's a certain amount of time? Tell me it's like 15 or 20 minutes. Don't tell me it's like 3 minutes or something, because like how are you going to set that up in advance and then just like luck across somebody like running over it? All right, bipods and weapon mounting. God, the tripwire thing is going to be so troll. Bipods and weapon mounting. Yeah, so now we saw a preview of this, right? In like the last like Tarkov talk that Nikita did, where they showed the bipod animation and bracing. Added the ability to mount weapons and use bipods. To mount a weapon, the player must aim at a suitable horizontal or vertical surface and press the mount weapon key, V key by default. The recoil and stamina consumption is reduced when firing a mounted weapon. So I'm wondering if you already had the V key bound to something, like some people used it to like melee strike instead, right? Or there were some people that used it to go prone instead of Z. Yeah. So I unbound mine, I want to say. I think I unbound mine a long time ago and changed it to something else. But I'm wondering if you have it double bound, it probably wouldn't matter, right? Unless you have that rare situation where you're trying to melee somebody over a half wall or something and like the context menu pops. The recoil and stamina consumption is reduced. To mount the weapon on a bipod, press toggle bipod, control V, and then point it at a suitable horizontal surface and press the mount weapon. Okay, so DVL Saboteur with a bipod on it is gonna fuck, and I cannot wait. The recoil, stamina consumption, and weapon sway is greatly reduced when firing a bipod mounted weapon. Mounting the weapon while prone is only available if the bipods are installed and deployed on the weapon. The icon in the corner of the screen shows whether the weapon is mounted or signals that a given surface is not suitable for mounting. The gear rack zone is added to the extended part of the hideout and has 3 upgrade levels. Each level adds a mannequin, which can be used to display any gear equipable on your PMC. Oh, so now we got flex. You can equip gear from the mannequin or exchange the gear already equipped by your PMC for the mannequin's gear. Pouch items and special slide items do not apply to equipping and exchanging. Mannequin gear is displayed on the list of kits window. You can equip a kit from a mannequin there. Well, that's kind of cool. All right. So just, another little display case. New hideout zone. Cultist Circle. So we have the Cultist Circle hideout zone. New Cultist Circle is located outside the main hideout. So we actually have a skybox on the hideout now. You can sacrifice up to 5 items to the Cultist Circle. The value of each sacrificed item is added up. All right, so 5 Bitcoin. This total determines the value of items received as a gift from the cultists. The cultists cannot deliver items while you are in the hideout. If the value of a single sacrifice is above a certain threshold, there is a 25% chance to receive items needed for active tasks in unfinished hideout zones. The value of the sacrifice items is further increased by bonuses from Sacred Amulet and Hideout Management skill. Players who have purchased the Unheard Edition will have the Cultist Circle built instantly. Are we about to do something unheard of? I don't want to buy it, dude. I don't want to buy it. AI enemy reaction system. Added variation in AI behavior when spotting another AI or player in PvE mode. Behavior model is chosen depending on the lore relationship between the factions. Possible reactions: instant aggression and attack, friendly unless shown aggression, total friendliness, warning and attacking if not obeyed, neutral unless shown aggression. The choice of whether to be aggressive depends on the mood of the bot and the faction of the target. For example, if an AI bear encounters an AI USEC, they are more likely to engage them. So this is PvE stuff. They are more likely to engage them, but not necessarily 100% than they would be if they encountered another AI bear. The decision whether to be aggressive or peaceful is made for both player scavs and player PMCs. The chance of meeting a more aggressive AI PMC varies depending on the location. For example, on Ground Zero, the bots are more friendly. In the lab, they are most aggressive. Faction interactions will be implemented and balanced further in PvE and PvP modes. This is interesting. I like where they're going with this to try and make it feel like more realistic. Player karma is only on the PvP side of the game, right? For the time being. So this is kind of an interesting move with them. Okay, new weapons, equipment, and loot. Okay, so we have several variations of the Uzi. We have a pistol. We have a Uzi Pro pistol, the 9x19 sub, and then the Pro SMG 9x19 sub. I don't know what the difference between the Pro SMG and a regular SMG is. Pro costs more. It's all marketing. Probably rails. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Probably put rails on it. Yeah. I would assume like the pistolized one probably doesn't have the stock on it. Like the telescoping stock would be my guess. It just comes with like the pistol. And then the other two probably have the telescoping stock on it. Would be my guess. All right, SR3M 9x39 compact assault rifle. So what is this? An SR3 with like a short barrel? And then we have the Deagle MK50AE, L550AE, L5357, L650, and then L650 WTS. I don't know what the WTS variant is. So one of you guys are going to have to fill me in. That's a lot of Deagles. Didn't they show like gold ones? Did Nikita tease the gold one? Maybe that was a joke that I made because we had the gold Deagles in the Deadpool movie. U.S. Ordnance M60E4 762 by 51 LMG. We have the variants of the M60. We have an M60E4, an M60E6, and then an FDE M60E6. Dude, the M60 FDE? Oh my god. Oh my god. Just give it to me. Rochelle, a new golden gun? That would actually be sick. If it wasn't a golden TT, but he had a golden Deagle now, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Okay, so they got new models, which they teased already. They updated the Val, they updated the VSS, the Keter, and the Clin. So that's kind of cool. I'm good with this. New caliber, 50 Action Express. New ammo, 50 AE FMJ, 50 JHP, Copper Solid, and Hawk JSP. Other weapon improvements. New weapon attachments. Adjusted the functionality for pistol grips on the PM pistol. There's a quick drop button on the grip. The interaction animation with the pistol is changed. If there's a quick drop button on the grip, the interaction animation with the pistol is changed. If you get to speed drop a mag out of a Makarov trying to look like James Bond, that's going to be dope. Improve the AUG and AUG A3 visuals. Updated the grip animation. Added visually operating gas piston. Oh, that's kind of cool. Added some animation variations depending on the installed attachments for the new and updated weapons. Updated the grenade animations. Added new types of equipment, armor, helmets, loot. New options for character customization. Oh, that's interesting. They kind of just slapped this on the very end. Options for character customization. So we might have new faces and stuff. QOL optics zoom adjustment. Oh, this is the incremental zoom, right? You can do the slow zoom. It's not just page up and page down for like set volume or variables. It's you can do smooth adjust, so you can actually dial it instead of like having these like click points. And the ability to smoothly adjust zoom for the following objects, basically anything that had smooth zooming. Default hotkeys for smooth zoom adjustment are Alt, scroll up, and scroll down. There you go. What I've heard, though, is that it's delayed, like on the zoom in and zoom out, like it's slow. Like you hold Alt and then you go to scroll the wheel, and it seems like it's kind of slow, like it doesn't get moved quick. So hopefully they've sped that up a little bit. A new icon with hotkey G is available in the quick access bar. Will display a grenade the player will equip first. You can select the specific grenade by holding G. Drop down displays a list of only unique grenades with their respective quantities. So it's a hold G and then scroll mouse wheel. Flashlight and TAC device operation mode. Added the ability to activate TAC devices and flashlights by pressing or holding a hotkey. Oh wait, that's interesting. So what, you just hold the hotkey down and it comes up with like the TAC devices that are on the weapon, and then you pick the one that you want to turn on or off? That's huge, because you would always get like the troll guns that somebody would have, where it would have like 2 or fucking 3 flashlights on it. You hit T and one turns off and the other one turns on. Manual value entry in game settings. Added the ability to manually enter values in the game settings when adjusting mouse sensitivity. Oh, so they actually are giving you like fields to type values into in the settings and stuff. That's nice. Updated the sorting order of hotkeys in the control settings. Actually, melee weapon has been reassigned to you. Melee attack has been reassigned to you on double click. Why? What? Why would you do that? What? All right, that doesn't seem very good. Sure. Why would you put it on you? You're just like, yeah, wait, I mean, why wouldn't you just say, like, we unbound melee weapon, bind it to the key of your choice? Like, because they changed mounting, like bracing and mounting stuff with bipods and stuff is now on V and control V. That just seems silly. All right, balancing changes. Simplify the objectives for tasks, setup, and long road. Oh, that's good. Setup was a pain in the balls. Completely removed trade offers for Class 6 body armor, plate carriers, ballistic plates, and helmet modifications from traders. These items can now only be found in raids. So, no more getting, not even barters. Nothing. Change the availability of ammo on the flea market. Now, all ammo with less than 42 penetration is allowed, with a few exceptions. Oh, so only ammo with 42 pen or less. So they're basically making it so that if you're running Class 5, well, I guess you're going to have to upgrade the hideout to make pen ammo, right? Like, it's going to be crafted. And you can't even sell it, so you're basically crafting it for yourself and yourself only. Huh. And people that are going to get, if they get early T5 and T6 armor, are probably going to be pretty hard to kill, considering like how they changed the armor cover zones and stuff now, right? Increase the damage of 7.62 39, 5.45 39, and 9x21 calibers. Slightly reduce the damage of 5.56 calibers. Slightly reduced. Huh. Is this going to be the AK patch, boys? We're going to be saying purse to AK Jesus? Technical changes. Equipment clipping. Implemented anti-clipping. New elements. Now elements of helmets, glasses, masks, collars, headsets will be correctly displayed on the character with any combination. All right, so no more character models sticking through like helmets and shit. So they say. All right. Animations. Rework the animation playback system to increase the accuracy of first and third person sync where possible. Optimize left shoulder animations for more smoothness. Added special door interaction animations. The number of interactive object animations will increase further in the future updates. Special door interaction animations. Wait. They just slipped this one in here too. So is this like partial door opening? You'd be able to...
Homie, mother.
Do a little light door open. Might be able to do a little peeky peek instead of just opening it all the way, because that would be sick. Dude, what if people set tripwires behind doors and then you go to open the door and it lights the tripwire off and then the door just fucking blows up and you? Because that would be sick. Graphics. Redesigned the weather condition display system on the player's client. Fixed bugs that led to unpredictable weather conditions in the raid in certain cases. Improved the cloud visuals. Clouds react to weather changes more realistically. Oh, we have a fancy new skybox. Updated FSR tech to 3.0. Removed support for FSR version 1.x. Switched the in-game season to summer. Oh, we're in full summer, boys. That probably means like heavy grass and shit. Improve the environment sound system. Okay, here we go. All right, listen. Here we go. We always take sound changes with a grain of salt, okay? All right? Because it's Tarkov. Improve the environment sound system. I'm sure we have. Developed a component that tracks the position and rotation of the listener and moves the source along a predetermined curve, changing not only the position of the source, but also its exposure angle. By changing the exposure angle of the sound, it becomes more natural. So we are path tracing. It's path tracing. They implemented path tracing, and I hope to God it fucking works. I really do. Implemented a large number of different sound sources to enhance immersion. For example, the flow of water through the pipes on factory. That'll be cool to hear. The rats running in the vents will also be cool to hear. And many small details that are randomly played at specific points, from the fall of pebbles to the interference of electricity in the generators and the air coming out of the boilers. I mean, like, if there's like steam blowing off of the boilers and stuff, that's gonna be kind of sick. That's gonna be kind of sick. As long as vertical audio works, I'm good. It has never worked, Smokey. Vertical audio is a myth. That's not real. Sound system performance optimization, occlusion calculation algorithm adjustments. Transferred the whole algorithm to multi-threaded calculations. Finalize the search and calculation of the angle between the source and the listener. Improve the use of depth to determine its effect on the sound. Improve the curves tuning, which is responsible for volume decay and sound propagation in complex geometry locations. Yeah, so they've implemented path tracing with Oculus Audio, which is interesting because Oculus doesn't directly support path tracing. So if they Frankenstein this thing in, it's gonna be fun. With these adjustments, the overall sound is smoother with a better grasp of the sound's source location. Active headsets adjustments. Improved the separation of weapon sounds and other sounds into different compressor channels. Okay. Added the splitting of sound subgroups and increased the number of customizable parameters for more control. Adjusted the frequency response, noise reduction level, and compressor values, as well as their technical specs to match the specs of the real headsets. Also interesting. Recorded the real active headsets that are used in the game. The sound of shooting and environment sounds in them to allow further fine-tuning. The positioning of the sounds, distance awareness of the sound in game active headsets were noticeably improved. All headsets have their own unique equalization, resulting in a different sound for all headsets. So this is going to be interesting too, because there were several profiles of headsets that were basically the same thing. So what they're basically saying is in the game files, there are categories of sounds. So there's like ambient, which is like, you know, the crickets and the wind and, you know, the rain sounds. There's like ambient sound. And then there's like PMCs running around on the map and like footsteps and like when they hit stuff and all that, right? And then there's like weapons. So like when they fire, you know, different guns, whatever. So what they're saying is that they broke these subgroups up into like more subgroups, and then each one of those subgroups for the headsets that they use, each one of those subgroups has its own like set of EQ and like compression and stuff like that in like the actual game when the sound is generated from those files, depending on the headset that you wear. So if they wanted to make it so that like the Comtac 4s, which are arguably the best headset in the game, or were before this patch, if they wanted to make it so that there was more compression on gun sounds and grenade explosions so that your ears didn't get blown out, they can do that and still do different compression amounts for like ambient sound and like other shit, right? And like boost signals for like certain things, or modify equalization for like certain categories, which actually it's actually really smart sound design for that kind of stuff, which they've always done, but now they've made it so that there's like more nuance and they can adjust more things. There's like more knobs to turn. And the fact that they decided that they wanted to record how the sounds got generated from each active headset that are in the game is kind of cool too. Yeah, this piece is pretty big. I'm just more concerned about like the direction of where the audio is coming from more so than anything else. All right, anti-cheat update. Implemented protection against a series of exploits related to monitoring loot on players and location using the forbidden software. Implemented protection against a series of exploits related to network sync and unfair movement using the forbidden software. Okay. List of changes. Number of visual bugs. Incorrect status of DSP transmitter and solo PvE raid if the player entered the hideout before the raid. Fix the visual artifacts when using FSR 2.2. Sync of loot state and containers when weapons were folded inside of it. Fix an issue that caused the explosion effects of a thrown grenade to be missing. Oh man, that's still a thing? That's still a thing? You throw a grenade and it would just like nothing would happen, but people would still take damage. That's still a thing? Fix the incorrect player dog tag status when transferring it through a BTR. Does the BTR still randomly run over people? Like, do you get dropped off and die instantly still? Was that still a thing? No? They finally fixed it? Fix the automatic vaulting triggering when the player interacted with the inventory with vaulting and forward keys pressed. Soft lock that using a weapon was looted from an airdrop in the same raid in PvE mode. Repair kit icons and using them from a container. Incorrect bot spawns. Display of the killer's nickname in the post-raid screen in a situation where the killer died before the grenade they threw exploded. Fix the soft lock when closing inventory while click dragging weapons. How many times has that happened, dude? You throw a grenade and you get killed, and then they die to your grenade posthumously? I love that shit. Fix the Tory Pines logic sight display when showing over the character's hands when fixing malfunctions. Oh, that's interesting. The sight was like off. So what a little thing. Incorrect behavior with rogues when interacting with USEC faction players. Incorrect display of KD and short and full profile stats. Sorting weapons by level. Incorrect display of longest effective shot. They said something about fixing this before. Soft lock when interrupting medicine animations. Duplicate task conditions. Decal display in the hideout. Fix the insurance letter storage time for the unheard edition. Are we about to become unheard of? I don't think we should become unheard of. I think we're good. It applied to GLs. Really? So you'd fire a nade and it would just, like, the explosion would never happen. It would just, like, disappear. Just be an invisible explosion. Oh, yeah, the pockets. The fucking double pockets. Now there's a quest for it, though, right? You can get the double pockets on a quest. Oh, if you fired the GL and you got shot and killed while the GL nade was in the air, and then it killed somebody, that's even better. Yeah, quest chain after 30. Oh, yeah, it's after level 35? Damn. Yeah, early pockets, no dice. Yeah, see, like, here's the thing with the Unheard Edition, right? Here. Trey has put this perfectly. Here you go. Trey put this perfectly. Friendly reminder that Unheard Edition players will be starting with Meta SVD, Meta SR2, Meta AK-105, level 5 armor, a weapons case, 2x if they opt in for ETS, a scav junk box, an ammo case, attention skill, bolt action skill, and a few others level 3 boosted and boosted fence rep. Pay to win, bro. Not that it really matters, because like all the hyper sweats will have a Kappa container in 5 or 6 days, so it don't really matter. But like early game, gonna have to be hunting some MFers. Give me my 855 ammo. Give me the 855 ammo and my AUG or something. Dude, we did work last wipe. We were running around for a hot minute just semi-auto capping the shit out of people. Semi-auto went fucking hard like the first 2 or 3 days. Just running around with 855 mags. It was nice. Just more stuff for me to steal. Can we shoot nades out of the air now? Does that mean cheaters are going to be out here skeet shooting our nades? No. They were talking about being able to shoot the tripwire, is what they were talking about. I don't think you're shooting nades out of the air. I mean, you can hit them. I don't think they explode. M4 meta gone this way? I don't know. I don't think so. And obviously, we don't know exactly what the values are yet. I'm going to assume that, like, you know, the sheets haven't been updated or whatever. The thing with M4s and the M4 variants, all the 5.56 guns, is they had a higher rate of fire, right? So they've always had, like, slightly less damage than, like, the AK variants, because the AKs were like 600, 650 RPM, and then, you know, the M4s were like 800 to 900, you know? So you had higher volume going into, like, whatever target you were shooting, and that kind of, like, made up for it. Them reducing 5.56 damage a little bit, I don't know. And I think if you're still hitting people in the head, it's not really going to matter. But it's obviously, like, you got to be able to hit them in the head. Nades can impact another nade in the air. Yeah, like there's physics. Like, it's still a physical body. So, like, if you throw another nade and, like, if they hit with each other, if they collided, like, they would obviously, like, impact each other and they would stop motion, like their motion or whatever, or, like, you know, bounce off each other or whatever. That's still a thing. I just don't think that if you shoot one, it's going to, like, blow it up. But I think, like, them increasing the damage on the AKs is definitely going to make them stronger, for sure. I don't know, man. I think some of the balance changes aren't too bad. It looks all right to me. I think the keybind changes are kind of silly. Like, they moved melee strike to U, which I thought was kind of funny. But I'm interested to see how the variable zoom works, and I'm very, very interested to see what the sound is like. I think it'll be cool. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Oh, there were arena notes. Arena.tarkov.com. There you go. All right. This update features a full profile wipe. Profiles with less than 2,000 ARP rating. ARP is set to 1,500. More than 2,000, it's set to 2,000. Added the ability to create a fully custom preset. You can customize the equipment available for each class, weapons, and attachments. Okay. Wait. They're going to do custom presets now? Total of 12 custom preset slots will be available to players, 3 for each class. Each piece of equipment has its own metascore. So, like, last year at TwitchCon, they had this set up already. The metascore value was already baked into, like, each preset character, and they were trying to say that, like, when they gave the ability for, like, PMCs to bring their own rig, their own kit into arena, that it was going to be gear score based on the matchmaking for a large chunk of it. So people that came in with, like, tier 6 everything and, like, some meta AK or meta M4, they were going to end up put into a group, like, fighting with guys that had equivalent gear. All right. Each piece of equipment has its own metascore, universal unit for evaluating it. I'm gonna assume that the patch notes is gonna be like, arena still sucks. like period. I'm gonna guess. You can use and customize any equipment available to the class. Custom presets have 4 metascore bars: firepower, defense, utility, and total metascore. They call it, I love that they had to use metascore instead of gear score or something. Firepower bars display the metascore of your weapon ammo and weapon mods. Defense is armor elements, items with protective properties. Utility bar displays metascore for medicine, gear rigs, and headsets. Interesting. Metascore bar displays total potential preset power. Each bar has lower and upper limits. In creating a preset, you need to balance its equipment in such a way that the amount of metascore does not exceed the bar limits. Rework standard presets for all classes. There are now 3 starter presets available in each class. All equipment from the standard preset is available immediately and can be used to create your own preset. Collectible presets will be improved and adapted for the custom preset system and returned to the game in the nearest updates. The preset tier system has been fully removed. CQB class has been renamed to Enforcer. Each piece of equipment is assigned to a class. The equipment can be available for all classes or only specific ones. Added an armory. Adds an asset as an equipment store and handbook. You can buy equipment for 2 main currencies: rubles and GP coin. Is it, chat, for those of you that have done this a bunch, is it worth playing Arena to like get the GP coin and like the vendor rep and all that shit? Is it worth it for those of you that have done it? It is worth it. It's so busted. Really? Because of the crates that you get? Is it just like really good gear? 20 M80 is 2 GP. Oh, the ammo? Oh, ref has ammo. You had over 3,000 GP coins? 3,000? Jesus. Is it that easy to get? Do you just get like handfuls of them on like winning? Well, I knew the XP sharing was a thing. Some of the quests give you like 50 to 60 GP coin. Jesus. I wonder if they're saying that like that stuff got like all the ammo over 42 pen got removed from Flea, but I guess that didn't mean it was removed from the vendors. Damn, you could have M80 for days. Yo, I'm just gonna be like living with a DVL. DVL Sav and me are gonna become real good friends. The DVL Saboteur is probably like my favorite gun in the game, dude. I love that gun. It's so fun. Purchase some equipment. You also need to meet certain conditions, such as completing daily tasks or reaching a certain character level. Some equipment will become available when you unlock or purchase certain weapons, such as basic weapon attachments for this weapon. Some equipment is available immediately at the start of the game. In the armory, you can see the links for any equipment. All ammo and armor elements, except for a few ballistic plates, are available immediately and do not require purchase and unlock. The cost and conditions for unlocking new items have been balanced. Every player, regardless of the result in the match, will be able to purchase the items they want. We will continue to closely monitor progression balance and make adjustments as necessary. Added a progression system for all weapons. Experience amount for a single kill is 250 for blast, team fight, blast gang modes, and 100 XP for last hero. Double and triple kills are rewarded with an increased amount of XP. Each class is a 100% experience bonus for the first game of the day with no weapon limit. You can use the same weapon in different classes and receive several first day bonuses. Please note that you can only receive 1 class bonus per match. That's interesting. When changing presets during a match in Blast Gang Last Hero, experience is distributed based on the number of kills of the weapon. Once unlocked, weapon attachments are given for free and are available for installation on any available weapon without the need to unlock them again. So this is COD leveling system. The number of levels on different weapon systems may differ from each other. For example, the M4 has 30, while the 74 UN only has 7. Weapon attachments can be in the progression of several weapon systems at the same time on different levels. To get such attachments, you only need to unlock once on any weapon. By playing with a single weapon, you can unlock most of the best attachments for it and related weapon systems. Greatly simplified all tasks, remove complex and multi-part. Weekly tasks now have a guaranteed reward of 1 Lega medal. Tasks for team fight and blast gang have been merged, except for the unique task where you have to eliminate enemies before capture point appears and plan to deactivate the device. And a new objective for team fight mode, captures the objective by yourself. And a new objective for blast gang, plan or deactivate the device by yourself and eliminate the enemy with the device. Change the starting items to the following edition. Standard gets 600,000 rubles and 50 GP coins. Oh my god, dude. Rizzy gets 800k and 100 GP coins. So like, which one does EOD get? I'm guessing we get standard, or do we get the Rizzy edition? Rizzy edition. 1 M700 build too. That's a literal laser without zeroing. Hell yeah. You could also claim drops from another Twitch account for early drops. We get the Rizzy edition. Oh, okay, that's cool. 100 GP coin though. And you said it said 20 M80 is 2 GP coin. Oh my god, bro. So what? You just got to get the rep, I guess then. Right? That's it? That's crazy. So, yeah, the custom kit thing is going to be kind of weird. This patch was supposed to include the ability for your PMC to run around an arena, though, right? That did not happen, it seems. Got to unlock ref in the base game. Unless it was already in. Was your PMC already in? I didn't think you could do that, right? They are. Well, I know they're linked for XP, but I'm saying there was a thing where they said that you would be able to, like, use your PMC in arena. Like, you took your PMC and, like, went to the arena with your PMC and, like, ran whatever gear you had on. I know the XP shared, though. I guess that's not a thing now, though. I guess that didn't happen. So we have these sweaties who got up early to Farm Arena can't get in, staring directly in the mirror. Yeah, they put out a tweet like late last night saying like, yeah, we're not going to do that now. We're going to bring them up at the same time. You can transfer items between games. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, cowards. All right, well, I guess that's everything. I don't know. What y'all think, chat? Fuck Arena, W Tark patch? Because you know that there's going to be some hidden shit in here too. There's going to be something that they didn't include. There's always hidden shit. Did they add down states? So there's no mention of downed states, which knowing how the devs are, there's always something like bigger that's included in these things. Bruh. That they don't tell you about, right? So there's still the potential for the downstate thing to be in the game, and they just never said shit about it. But I think if I was going to bet, I would say it's probably just like a cinematic thing that they wanted to do for the teaser. I don't know why they chose to do it that way, though, because you know people are going to look at it and be like, bro, if your solo can be down, get ready for toxicity. I want to see if full profile wipe means PvE is getting wiped as well. If so, I see a lot of angry dads coming home from work to reset accounts. I mean, they said that they weren't going to do that ever, so I hope not. I don't see why you would. No, I confirmed it's not in. Okay. No downstate, huh? All right. Well, thanks, Noise. Thanks a lot, bro. Thank you for ruining my hopes and dreams. Thanks a lot, Nolan.